Back at Spades, even got my Spades shirt on. We are looking for a Texas size win today. We need it after 2 losing sessions, so let's get into that action. Buying in for 400, and let's start with a quick bomb pot. I get dealt 8-8 ace-3 double suited. That is not a bet, he is just moving seats. I make a full house on the bottom board with nothing on the top board, and it's chopped heads up, winning $20 or so. Moving on, I pick up pocket eights under the gun +1 and raise to $20. Player to my direct left calls and everyone else folds. We're heads up to a flop that is King Jack 4. His calling range contains a lot of King X and Jack X hands, so I check, and surprisingly he checks back. Now I don't think he has any King X in his hands, or he would have bet those on the flop when checked to. So when the turn is the 7, that's a good card for us. I check and he bets $20. I beat him into the pot as either he has a jack here or we're ahead. The river pairs the board with another jack. Less likely he's holding a jack, and donk leading doesn't accomplish much anything. So I check and he checks back and rolls 9-7 suited. We roll pocket eights and take this one down. Next we are in the big blind and look down at pocket kings. There are 5 or 6 limp bets, and I decide to raise to $45, and everyone folds. Easy game so far. Oh, before I forget, I have to take a quick break and say this. Just want to take this moment and say thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. It means the world to me. When I started this channel, I had no idea I'd even reach this point. And if you want a good laugh, probably go back and watch my first video and leave a comment of how bad that video was. Thank you guys. Okay, enough of the sappy stuff. There is 1 limp from early position and 1 call, and on the button I look down at ace-jack offsuit. I decide to raise it up to $50, as $20 or $30 would just get too many callers. Small blind and big blind fold. The original limp bet now goes all in for about $120. The caller folds, and well, I'm just not folding for $70 more at this point. I make the call, and off to a run out we go. The flop comes queen 4-8. That's no help. Turn is a jack. That's some help. The river is another 4, and our opponent shows down ace king, and I guess that jack on the turn was a lot more help than we thought. I take this ugly one down. Incoming massive Omaha hand. Look down at this beauty. 8-9 jack 10. Button straddle is on. Small blind and big blind call, and another player calls. There's a $20 raise, and I decide to re-raise and make it $40. Let's get some money in there. 1 fold, the small blind calls, another fold, and the other caller calls. The original raiser, now getting 7.5 to 1, folds. Weird. Off to a flop 3 ways that comes quite good. 8, 9, 5, 2 hearts. Flopping top 2 pair in an open-ended draw. Now the small blind donk leads out for the entire size of the pot. The other player goes all in for 162. Well, I don't see myself folding this, and calling seems nitty. So I repot all in, and the small blind calls. The small blind shows down queen jack 10-7. The other player has a set of 5s, and no one has a flush draw. They want to run it twice, but I'm just not in the mood to run it twice, so I say rip it. The turn is pure gin when the 7 hits, giving me the nut straight. The river is the 3 of diamonds, and we chop the third player's money, so we win about $100 in this pot. Real quick, I just want to say this is my favorite part of poker, meeting all kinds of different people from all kinds of histories. An older gentleman to the right of me had what appeared to be a silver block, so I asked what it was. Come to find out, it was a silver piece that was given out at Binion's Horseshoe 1993 World Series of Poker to those players who made the money. I never knew this. It was one of a kind and really cool to see. Back to the action, I look down at ace-jack of diamonds and raise the $25 under the gun. If anyone ever wants to know why sometimes I open a $50 or limp re-raise to 100 in a Texas 1-3 game, it's because if not, I go 4 ways to a flop out of position. The hijack button and small blind all call, 4 ways to a flop that is queen deuce 10 with 2 diamonds. Very nice flop, inside straight draw and nut flush draw for us. Small blind checks, on to me, and I bet full pot of $100. Only the button calls, and bingo on the turn with the 7 of diamonds, and now I have the nuts. My stack sizing is perfect for a shove, although thinking back with his call on the flop, he most likely has very strong one pair hands like ace queen, king queen, queen jack, and with the nuts I could mix in some checks here. I do elect to go for the all-in of $260, and quickly he folds. On to the last hand of the night. It's a very interesting Omaha hand. I look down at king, ace 5 with no suits under the gun, and I limp. If I raise pot to 15, I will just go 5+ ways to a flop, so I decide to limp. Another limp behind me. There is a raise to $20 in late position. The button then just calls, and the small blind calls the $20. Back to me, and I elect to re-raise pot to $120. Now I'm sure I'll catch some flack. I don't want to go multi-ways to a flop. I have kings. I do hold an ace, so that means less combos of aces are out there, and it's possible I just pick the pot up here. And if the original raiser repots me, I will give him credit for aces and just muck. The over limp from the player to my left now puts his entire $95 stack in the middle. Back to the original raiser, who decides to make the call and say out loud, "This is a donation." And now the button rejams all in for $225. Clearly I'm not picking this pot up pre-flop. The small blind folds. Now it's on to me, and the original raiser didn't repot, so I don't think he has aces. I covered the $95 already, and since he didn't raise at any point, I assume he has some middling connecting cards. I'm not folding for 105 more, but I also don't really want the original raiser in the pot, so I decide to repot all in. And now the original raiser objects, asking for a ruling to see if I can re-raise after the last all-in of $225. I'm not as frustrated as I sound in the video. I'm just a loud person, lol, although it has been an up and down day, and the player who called the floor is upset because he wants to see a flop and doesn't want to call another $500 for my repot. I understand that.
Floor.
I'm pretty sure it's right. I'm pretty sure it's right.
I just want to double check.
He was the, okay, wait a minute. So,
Can I help?
he was the original 120?
No. Yes, I was the original.
You called?
Yeah. He
Calls, he ships it
Yeah.
for $225.
Yeah.
The original raise was $20. So when I made it $120, it was only $100 more.
Yeah, that only.
Okay, so it went 20.
Yeah.
120, $225.
Yeah.
Now can I repot?
That is clean.
Then I can repot.
Yes, if it went 20, 120, it can.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
exactly what it
yeah.
did. Yes.
The original raiser throws a small needle and then folds, so I throw a small needle back.
Second.
So $1 million over there, right? Okay.
I wish. That was a donation. So
It's all fun and games. I'm not upset by anything, and I had a good time playing with these guys. Also, the floor at Spades is great, and they do a fantastic job over there. Shout out to them. One main pot for $380 here, and a side pot for $290. The button who just called the original raise rolls aces. Didn't see that coming. The run out gives the main pot to the other player. He hits a straight, and we don't improve and lose the aces. Time for me to go and get up out of here. I am in this session for $400, and I booked the smallest of wins after this hand by cashing out for $487.
as of this recording, the bankroll is $6,110-ish. We had a winning session plus 350, two losing sessions totaling down 603, and then this session plus 87. So we're down about $100-ish from the last time I updated the bankroll. But if you want more of that GH poker action, click here. And if you got some value from this, or I just entertained you, or you enjoy watching me, please hit that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I hope to bring you more value in the future. Have a good day, and as always, to the moon.